Hey guys, Mary Flache here. I'm in this space tonight here at Fascia and it's really been on my heart to make a recording and really just kind of tell my own personal healing journey. We're going to be hosting all sorts of people from around the world telling their stories about healing, because to me, healing is a daily thing. It's not something that you say, I healed, I'm better, look at me. It's a journey that we're all walking on a daily basis. And my story in itself personally brought me to the space that we're in today. Fascia in itself has taught me so much about healing. And I really want to share that with you as a community, as people seeking healing. So just a little bit about myself. I'm one of 13 kids, raised in a singing family. We were kind of this straggling family from this huge cult called the Children of God. And ironically enough, they weren't quite the children of God. They harmed children. You know, they sent children out to do things that were not of God, as we call. And that created a lot of pain for me as a young adult. I remember around 16 years old, I left. And I finally got the courage to just, no more God. The box is too big. I'm not going to listen to this constant thought that everything I'm doing is evil or wrong. So the beauty in that is, as I went through life, I had to start finding things that would give me some form of healing, because it's like a little roly-poly. I used to get these all the time because I kind of like to say we were raised Amish. You know, they pull you off the grid and they put you in these little compounds or these places that you live. You got no TV, no radio. The only thing that you really have is yourself, your siblings. You're playing outside. You're having a good time. I have beautiful siblings. We had such a good time, but we used to play with those little roly-polies. And it's like taking a roly-poly and putting a roly-poly in a box and closing the box, and the roly-poly's just going around all day, and it thinks, that's the only place I can live is in this box. And then all of a sudden you pick it out and you put it on the grass and you go, hey, whole new world. That's how I felt. I stepped out of the box and I was scared. So the world around me, I always thought I was just a little bit weird, a little bit different. I mean, you would think I'm different too, because I'd never seen a TV show. I didn't know what was on TV beyond myself. We were on TV as kids singing, preaching Jesus. At a very young age, from the age of 2, we had to memorize and recite Bible verses from the King James Bible. So from this young age, I had this brain infiltrated with these words. They sound like Socrates to me now. Like, what does that even mean? But they were always playing in my head. My journey just kind of continued. You know, memorizing Bible verses actually became a beautiful thing, because as I got older and after I walked this journey of becoming a young adult and finding my way into college and starting to hear that, like, the box is just bigger, Mary, keep growing, it's bigger, it's bigger, it's bigger. I started to understand that memorizing the Bible actually brought me into anatomy, because anatomy's Latin, you guys. And if I could memorize the King James Bible, then I sure as heck could memorize some muscles, right? So I started memorizing muscles. I went on through kinesiology school, fell in love, just in love with movement, joints. Like, movement just started to heal me. If I felt anxious, upset, Mary, you're not supposed to be doing that. God's looking down on you and he's telling you no. First thing I would do is go out and run, get active, run in the field like I used to when I was a little kid. That's just a little clip of what my journey has become to be here today. So I went on and, you know, I never could quite conform. People really look at me sometimes and they go, girl, you better get it together. And I'm like, and I laugh because I'm like, get it together in your way may not be my way. And I've always struggled with it. My mama used to tell me, girl, I'm more stubborn than you. And I say that to my daughter now. I say, I got, 24 more years of stubborn on you, child. But being stubborn is not a bad thing, because if you have walked through life in any way, shape, or form, and you don't allow the people around you to conform you, they don't create you, you create yourself, then you can create something different. Not to say I'm just here to create something different, but I know I'm different. And I know as a human, I'm here to create. Humans do a really good job of this. We either create something really great or we destroy it real quick. It's easy to destroy something, really hard to create something. But I've walked this whole journey of trying to find healing because I'm going to tell you a story. And this story ties into fascia. It ties into healing. It ties into everything that we are as humans. Because when you've walked through life and from such a young age, someone has hurt you over and over again, and you don't understand why. Why are they beating me? Why are they hurting me? Why are they inflicting pain on me? Then you grow up in life and you're carrying pain for somebody. Somebody gave me some type of pain, and I always laugh because anybody that was born in the era of like the 90s or the 2000s, you hear the screaming music, the angry, the rah, System of a Down, all that stuff. We were angry kids. We were like, dude, they've been hitting on us forever. We're angry because someone gave us that pain. But my story grows. So as I grew and I got bigger and went through college and started to understand life a little bit more, I kept shoving my pain down. I can't handle it right now. It's too big. It's too much for me to even think about. I started having zero memory of my childhood. Zero. Couldn't remember being 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. That was gone. But I walked around like this. Did I hit my mic, Alec? I did. Anyways, so I walked around just guarding myself. You could see it in my body. Someone met me and she looked sad. She looked like she's hurting. Shake it off, y'all. I'm tough. I don't want this. I'm good. So I kept going on. I had my first daughter in college. I think it was my 3rd semester of college. Anyhow, super young to be having babies, but immediately when I had her, I saw what life was about. This is life, you guys. Look at that beautiful little life. Look at that face, and we can create it as humans. What the heck? So as I got, moved through college just a bit more, grew a little bit more, and got more aware of what life really holds, having children. I had my 2nd daughter. And let me tell you, those 2 girls, they're rugrats. But they kicked me into healing. Mama. They started to teach me, hey, Mom, why are you doing that? Why do you feel that way? My daughter, my eldest daughter, would always look at me when I'd be driving, and for me personally, I shoved things in for so long that I couldn't verbalize. I couldn't speak when I was angry or hurting or upset. I was locked inside. Be driving the car, and my little girl look over me, Mama, what's wrong? Nothing. I'm driving. Leave me alone. It wouldn't say that, but it would itch me. She knows something's wrong. I don't even know what's wrong. That kicked me off hard. If I don't even know what's wrong, and the 4-year-old next to me is saying, Mama, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Something wasn't wrong with me. What was wrong was I wasn't looking at me. I was running from me. I was running from pain. Now, I don't know if you guys understand the words fight or flight or the words rest and restore. Our body has this really beautiful mechanism in it. And what it does with fight or flight is we get super scared. And then when we're super scared, we pant. We can't breathe fully. We can't take a full breath. And we can't remember the things that we need to remember. We walk around shuffled, scared, stressed out, and we don't know how to calm ourselves down. I lived that way most of my life. Go, 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 go. Don't stop. Just keep going. The memories will come back. Well, it didn't work for me anymore. About 3 years ago, I got a letter from my doctor. And I'm just going to tell you this because it ends with Zion, my son. I got a letter from my psychiatrist on 2/7/2023. No more meds. Mary, we're taking you off meds. We're putting you on alternative healing mechanisms. Cool, I can do this. I started going through treatments like craniosacral therapy, really started working out and started to understand fascia and the fascial connection to the mind, the body. Our body holds a memory. So for me, it started with craniosacral because what happens with craniosacral is it releases your nervous system enough to where you can calm down. And the memories that you're holding inside of it, they surface. And you know what? Mine surfaced all at one time. It was terrible. But at the same time, I looked those memories in the face and I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here a scared little girl of these anymore. I'm not 5 years old. And so I would close my eyes. And I would close them so tight, and I would hold a rock, and I would say, I'm going to face it. And I'd see the memory, and it would pop up into my head, and I'd be so scared of it. And I was like, oh, I always slam this one down, and I'd stare at it, and I'd look it in the face, and then guess what? It was gone. Gone. Memory never came back again. Happens over and over and over again. Well, I'm working through this journey. I'm going to do this. Started reading books like Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, teaching us of the power of the mind, the ability for us to move through our memories. I got pregnant with my son Zion. That little boy, his name came to me in an Airbnb brushing my teeth. Zion. I almost hit my knees. Why Zion? I'm not churchy. I'm not from the, why Zion? So I look at the name. What does the name mean? A heavenly place, Mary. Okay. Keep going. Had a husband die. Held all this pain for 10 years, and then I get pregnant with this sweet little beautiful baby boy. Time goes on, I'm healing, Zion's healing, we're healing together. I mean, that pregnancy, I probably had to meditate maybe 7 hours a day. That's wild, you guys. 7 hours a day, just trying to pull my nervous system down, and he was healing me, and I was healing him. Guess what day my son Zion was born? 2/7/2025. Guess what day my husband died from a mental health crisis? 2/7/2015. That's wild. Sometimes the world lines up for us. And when my son was born, my whole perspective on the world changed because I started to realize internally, Zion means a heavenly place is what it means. His name is Zion David Flache. Now, Zion is a heavenly place. Whatever place that might be, I started to think, a heavenly place for me, what does that mean? Well, a place where there's no pain, I guess. And then I started thinking about it. I got a tattoo on my arm, broken arrow. Break the arrow, you're at peace. No more pain. Wait a minute. And then I started studying somatics. We can work this stuff out of our muscles, guys. We don't have to carry pain. Coming from a girl with a diagnosis of chronic pain, spasticity, PTSD, OCD, all these different things, we can heal ourselves. And I start just working through it. Okay, I'm pregnant and I don't have depression for the first time in my life. I start using alternative medicine, natural things that work. And then I start feeling this weird little thing. It's called joy. And all I can do is laugh because the grief started disappearing. The world became a heavenly place for me. Now, his middle name, David, came to me. My younger brother's name is David, and this name used to circulate this weird group of people. And now I look back and I go, that's not why I named him David. Why did I do that? What is that name? Well, I just go back to these stories you hear in the Bible. David was the little boy that got the rock and threw it at someone, the big old giant in the head, the giant fell over. Well, while we were healing together, me and my son, he was that little David. He was holding that rock and saying, Mama, this thing's a giant, but I got it. I'm swinging this over my head. Let's go. It's the most beautiful thing, bringing life into this world. Then I move on and I start understanding movement different. I start understanding there's keys to life. Actual literal keys, you guys, to life. To life in itself, anatomy in itself, the movement key, the movement board back here. Alec, you might have to walk with me so I can show you, but this movement keyboard started coming to me. It started coming to me in the sense of, okay, joints move this way. My muscles, fibers move this way. Trees, they blow right to left and up to down. Okay, the vein system, it comes up, it goes out this way, out that way, out that way, out that way, out that way. Okay, the breath system, there's a key to life. Then I saw fascia. Fascia, what is that thing? It's this huge organ. And if you want to explain fascia in any way, this is the only way I can explain it to you. Get a big water balloon. It's called a soft organ. Outside of our skin or right underneath our skin, we've got this whole organ, and it's real tense and tight. But inside of that balloon, you have muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons, blood, nerves, lymph node. Now, if I take the balloon and I twist it, what's going to happen? Just like if I twist my fascia, I'm going to get stuck. My blood's not moving. My muscles aren't moving. My nervous system is freaking out. So I started learning, how do I release my fascia? How do I flow with life? And so I started letting go. Letting go. That's what it took for me, guys, to release pain. I won't stay on this soapbox too long, but I do want to tell you that if you're on a healing journey or you're on a mission to dig in deep, I'm going to go in deep. Whether it be I'm going to go in and grow that bicep muscle, or I'm going to grow in and grow that quadricep muscle, or I am going to dig in and do the work. The work. Whatever it might be, all it takes is a little bit of letting go and saying, I don't need this today. It's not my pain. It's not my pain. I can create Zion in my own body today. I can create a beautiful heavenly place. And it's not always a giant. Something really beautiful comes from having children and carrying life into this world. Really beautiful. I'm grateful today. I'm grateful to be alive. And Lord knows I shouldn't be alive. I have a daughter that tells me, Mama, you have 199 lives. Yeah, well, I ran real hard at life and decided I want to live. I want to live, you guys. Think about how water flows. Down, out, up, around, all the way through. Think about how this plant grows. Plant grows up, out, down, roots, around. Think about how grass grows. That's the same way fascia grows. Now in movement, we're going to wrap this up. But I'm going to talk to you guys just a little bit about movement. Now you see me with a rock because usually when I treat people, fascia is pressure with movement. Put a little pressure point, have somebody move. It releases their fascia. It releases their balloon, and they can move freely. Well, it's all about the bounce. So let's talk about the bounce. What's the bounce? Well, how do I jump in life? And how do I land with my feet on the ground? That makes sense for a lot more things in life because sometimes you get swept off your feet and you got to land with your feet on the ground. How do I do it? Fascia is all about the bounce. So if you see this spring, it's kind of fun. I get to jump back and forth and kind of recoil my body through it. Woo! Well, as I recoil my body, I'm bouncing. And as I shake here, I can start to make my whole body shake as one piece. And now I'm not working just one muscle. I'm feeling this down through my deep front fascial line, the arch of my foot, up through my belly button to the tip of my chin like it's one muscle. I'm feeling this all the way down into my obliques, into my arm, into my core. And then I can start to flow with movement. Breathe with movement. Breath brings life. Movement brings breath. I want to encourage anybody who watches this, anybody in our community, anyone that wants to heal, to understand that how you heal is through love. It doesn't have to be love of a child. It can be love of your neighbor. Hey, I love you. How are you feeling today? Here at Fascia Fit, that's how we heal. We heal with love. If you know me, you're going to walk in the door. I'm going to grab you. Hey, how you doing today? Don't touch me, Mary. I'm in my bubble. I'm going to hug you and say how you're doing. I'm going to want to know your name. Come hang out with us. We're having way too much fun. Wrapping this up, we got Truth Talks starting. Truth Talks, what that is finding our truth in the community. Asking people, why are you here in Austin? What are you doing here? Trying to find out why some of these big names moved to Austin. We do that at my house, wherever we end up doing it. Once a week, we get it on camera for you guys. We also have Fascia Fit. You'll see people in here all over these machines. They're just going to be up, down, all around, sliding the machines around. You'll notice these machines actually have the same spring that you just saw over there. There's a recoil effect. The glide, the fascia. Reformers, you've seen them before. We're understanding them in a different way. Cool thing about our reformers is we have our Power Fit former. Former owner built this thing, but we've started to understand it a little bit deeper. If you have any type of joint dysfunction, pain, can't get your joints to connect, I can never really feel that workout right. We put the machine on, we clip it into the reformer, and then you're doing weight with your glide. And you can find the bounce. Find the bounce. So you'll hear me say that over and over again, find the bounce. We're also collaborating with artists all over Austin. If you're an artist in Austin and you want to collaborate in music, get a hold of us. truthtalks@gmail.com. Find us at info@fasciafit.com. We love you. We love you. We love your pain. We love who you are as you are. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.